Hello, my name is Renee Varnador, and we're here for Soul Portal Journeys. Today we are calling in the archangels, and we're going to be reading messages from 2 decks of archangel cards. So I expect to be joined by a few of my friends in a minute, so let's see. First, we're going to sing in the archangels, so I'm going to share my screen. And I'm going to share, this is what it looks like to have all these archangels on the universal energies spread. So that'll be interesting. We're in the middle of co-creating with the archangels. And here's the lyrics. So figure out where East is for you, because we're going to start with the East and Archangel Raphael. So East is over here for me. Of the East, inspiration, Archangel Raphael, please come. Spirits of the South, fiery creative spirits, Archangel Michael, please come. Spirits of the West, watering, loving spirits, Archangel Gabriel, please come. Spirits of the North, clearing spirits, Archangel Uriel, please come. Spirits of below, Mother of potentiality, Archangel Sandalphon, please come. Spirits of above, for the sky perspective change, Archangel Raphael, please come. Spirits of within, heart space gives, Archangel Samuel, please come. Okay, and now we are going to clear the chakras vocally, and we're going to be starting with Lam, with the root chakra, and go Lam, Bam, Ram, Yam, Hum, Om, and Om. And you can see some of the archangels that deal with those particular chakras. And so I'm over here on my harmonium, and we're going to go ahead, and you can kind of do it like either a diamond shape with your hands going up, or kind of a triangle. And we're starting with Lam. Lam, 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 Ram, 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 Yum, 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 Hum, 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 Okay, so notice how you feel. Notice if you have any tingling, because that would just kind of mean that you're energizing areas that maybe don't always get energized. Or, think about what that might mean for you if you're like all of a sudden feeling energy in these chakras just because you were singing up certain sounds, really ancient sounds. Okay, so we're going to talk about what the energies are today according to the Pleiadians. So we've got Pleiadian Earth energy and Pleiadian Universal energy. And so we're starting with today's Earth energy, which is planting. So we're planting seeds. we're planting, we're making plans, we're saying, okay, this is gonna grow. Like she's might be saying, okay, this is eventually going to be food. And there's a whole process that it has to undergo to be food. And I know that. So, and it's well documented. So I'm just going to surrender to that. And it's going to be okay. When we're creating a project and we're planting seeds for a project, it's sometimes we don't have as much faith that it's going to grow and it's going to become food as we do if we're planting something that many, many people before us have planted. But we're kind of in a time of transition. So some of the times, the things that we decide to create are really just like, okay, I don't even know if people are going to like this, want this, what's going on. So that's planting energy, and it's earth energy number 4. So that's a very foundational energy. A 4 is like a square. It's a very strong foundational energy. We see this person with their hands in the dirt, hands in the ground, pulling up the strength of the earth, the strength of the structures, new structures being created. So that's planting energy. So in planting energy, what we do is we step out of immaturity and irresponsibility, like, like, I don't care, I don't care about food. I'm going to just rely on somebody else to cook it for me. I'm just going to go to 7-Eleven every day and buy, garbage food until I can no longer walk because I'm so sick. I don't mean to trash 7-Eleven, but you know what I'm saying. It's just like, I'm going to take responsibility for what I put in my body. I'm going to do the things that I need to do to take care of myself. And you're planting seeds knowing that if I'm eating spinach all the time, even though I don't really like it, that's going to be better for me than eating some of the stuff that sets up a craving in my mouth for sugar. And it'd be really irresponsible for me if the only thing that I ate was donuts and cake and cookies, because I'd be walking around with brain fog because I don't respond well to sugar. So I know that about my body. So I have the maturity and the responsibility to feed this temple that my soul is embodied in, things that are going to nourish me and things that are going to keep my brain clear so that I can continue to feel and allow the energy to move through me as me. So when we step out of this immaturity and responsibility and step in irresponsibility and step into being energetic, like if I'm eating properly, I have energy. New things can come in, like things that I didn't expect can suddenly weave together. And I can feel lucky, like, oh my gosh, look what I found, just like on the internet. I was looking for it and didn't even know I was looking for it. And boom, it kind of fell in because I was in flow. So feeling lucky. So here's planting number 4 with energy. And we've got today's energy is also connecting energy. So the question is, what are you connecting? Well, Renee, what are you connecting? And basically, I spent the morning connecting different memories to different universal energies. So that was kind of interesting. I was connecting, it's like I was weaving the tapestries of my life, and I was looking more with God's eyes rather than, or the angel's eyes rather than, my own, like, oh, I messed up my life. Oh, wow, I made so many bad choices. Well, you know what? You really can't do this life thing wrong. I mean, you can like refuse to show up and sleep through it the whole time. But other than that, it's just like you can't really do it wrong because you have a chance to self-correct all the time. And so you go through and you connect the dots and you realize, oh, you know what? My life wasn't really as much of a disaster as I thought. I just wasn't meant to have the same blueprint for success that was popular when I was born, and people thought, you had to compete and you had to achieve and all this nonsense stuff that we grew up with. And now we're finding, no, we just flow with the energy that's available to us to flow with that day. And life is much happier this way. If you're living with and dealing with the actual energies that you came to Earth to work with and to bring with you. So what are we connecting? We can be connected all around the world. I'm not seeing, I usually have friends here. And yeah, I would have done a reading if they'd have shown up. So let's see. This could be a very short class today. But what is, so this is connecting accelerated communication and abundance. So a lot of times we have people from Canada, we have people from Mexico. I'm in Mexico. I still know a lot of people from the United States. We know some people over in Europe, and we know some people over in Australia. So they all show up at various times. Evolutionary guidance, we're in the evolving right now during a 13-day period of evolving. That's our umbrella energy right now. It's the earth energy of evolving. And some of us feel that more strongly than others. Some people are born with the energy of evolving and others are not. And so some people are just like resistant to change, and some people just wonder why everybody's not changing. And so the gift of that energy of evolving is really powerful. And it's a period of large changes, boundaries shift, political conditions may destabilize. Well, we know that there's a lot going on in the world right now that doesn't appear to be very stable. We're going through a time of structures unraveling, old structures crumbling, because things are evolving and boundaries are shifting. So how did I feel this boundary shift today? So I started to feel boundaries shifting, like, oh, I made this choice, I have to stick with it. I made a choice. I kind of, like, yesterday was merging energy, and so I kind of merged with the energy, and I was listening to nature, and I was listening to the trees around me, and I was just flowing, right? And I just was like, okay, I'm not going to be upset that this bird flies by, comes, I get this a spirit animal communicating with me, and I'm just like, okay, I'm not afraid of you. And then the bird clips a seed out of my heart and eats it. And I'm like, okay, what just happened? I wasn't afraid of that bird. I'm still not afraid of that bird, but it hurt. And now it's eating that seed. And oh, look, that bird just defecated that seed into the ground. And now there is a flower growing up where that seed was. So it's like the manure of all of these. The way that I'm looking at this metaphorically is the manure of all of the bad choices that I ever made, and all of the things that I feel were done to me when I gave my power away are all just kind of manure at my feet. And all of these things are actually flowers that I can stand in and bloom, and my life can totally bloom out of this stuff. So I can take it's not just like taking all of these lemons and making lemonade out of it. There's a whole process of recycling that happens with the energies that come in and that I use, and maybe I'm not that great at combining energies, and then I get used to the combinations of energies. And so I combined merging universal energy with listening energy yesterday under the umbrella of evolving, and realized that really all of these things that have happened, that are going on, are just, they're at my feet. They're nourishing me. They're helping me bloom along my path and be the person that I came to this planet to be. So that's how I was using yesterday's energy. And I was writing a lot this morning, connecting those dots from yesterday under this umbrella of evolving change, weaving a tapestry with golden threads running through it, and planting a new foundation for the book that I'm writing. I added in a whole other layer of things that I wanted to talk about in each of the chapters that I have um, patterned out. So now there's like more depth and more dimension within this memoir that I'm writing about being able to see with angelic eyes, being able to see your own life with angelic eyes. And so that's kind of some of what I did this morning. I was planting, working with a foundation. I was connecting things together that had happened. I'm taking different images, different poetic images, and putting them together and having them move through these universal energies. I was really in my poet space. And all of this is like boundaries were shifting. Ways I used to think about these things have shifted. Okay, so so what are these earth energies that I'm talking about? And actually, energy moves in a spiral. Now, we used to believe in time and clocks, and to a certain extent, yeah, I still believe in that because I started this at 2 p.m. when, that's when I told everybody I was going to do it, right? But this is my grandmother's watch. She got it when she graduated from high school, right? We used to just be like, especially when I lived in the United States, everything, we were focused and structured to the clock, structured to time, structured to this has to happen on this time. This has to be this way. These people have to show up and, then you have a class. So there's a lot of, structure around time and in this culture, and there's structure around calendars. It's Monday, that must mean it's Soul Portal Journeys. But really, there's energy. That's the clocks and calendars are human made. They're made by the patriarchal system. This system of very linear, very structured things that we're moving out of. We hit 2012. The Mayan calendar we thought it was going to be the end of the world because the Mayan calendar ended in 2012. Well, what the Mayan calendar was actually doing was telling us which one of these earth energies we were going to be in any certain day. So are we going to be in being energy? Are we going to be in breathing energy, listening energy, which was yesterday, which is what I was talking about, and planting energy, which was that picture of the dirt that I was showing today. So we're moving through these, and they have different ones have different directions. So the ones where you face east and you have like these new beginnings, those energies are being, moving, feeling, exploring, and evolving. Evolving is, of course, the umbrella of this 13-day cycle that we're in. So really the sequence goes being, breathing, listening, planting, moving, transcending, remembering, loving, feeling, devoting, illuminating, choosing, exploring, healing, seeing, intuiting, evolving, self-regulating, catalyzing, and enlightening. And then we start over with being. So we just start here with being, and we go through all of these 20 and then start over with being. And you notice that every time we start over, it's like sometimes I used to start over and I used to go, oh, not this again. But it's like it's opportunity to actually use the energies available to me more wisely, to actually be able to move the energies through my body. Once I really got into focusing on healing and was able to heal and clear chakras, on a daily basis, all of the rest of these energies just opened up, and I realized that everything is energy. That's true. People have been saying it for the last couple decades, and it's true. Everything is energy. Thank you, Einstein. And moving through these energies and being able to know, okay, so how can I work with these energies so that I'm co-creating with the universe, so that I'm co-creating with the archangels, so that I'm calling in the help that I need from the universal energies. A lot of times we can call these in and the archangels can help us with these, but different people are also on days that we were born or come in with different energies. So there's like a sense of completing and integrating. And so that's kind of what I've been doing this morning, is working on completing and integrating. That's an energy that I'm really familiar with. I brought it in with me. But today's energy invitation was connecting. So yesterday's was merging, and this just keeps going in a 13-day cycle of initiating, duality, creating, foundation, change, flow, merging, connecting, harmonizing, manifesting, illuminating, understanding, completing, and integrating. Now, this is not a hierarchical list. I mean, I'm not better than anybody else because I came in with this energy and you came in with this energy. These are all energies that are very necessary, and we need everybody on the planet. It's cooperation. It's not, oh, I'm better, I'm worse. Once we get into the, oh, I'm not enough, oh, I'm too much, we're not in the energy, and we're not in collaboration with each other, and we're not co-creating. So that's where we're going as a human species. We're stepping out of duality. Our planet's been stuck in duality for a very long time. We used to hear constantly about this right-left switch in the United States, and now we're more worried about what's going on in Europe. You know, that's all over the commercial media. But what is happening, if you're not listening to the commercial media and you're actually listening to your own wisdom that broke open inside you, within you, and you're seeing things and you're feeling things and you're seeing energies and you're seeing how you can show up with the planet, with the energies you were born with. So I was born, like I was saying, with this completing and integrating energy and this earth energy of being, which is number one, which doesn't mean I'm number one, or it doesn't mean that somebody that's got enlightening energy is number one. And then when they sequence through to the being energy, that doesn't mean like, oh, all of a sudden they're back to the beginning and oh no. No, you just keep working with the different patterns of energy. And so different days, different earth energies and universal energies show up and work together. And it's so you have a unique day all the time. Every day, people used to say, every day is a new day, and they used to think they were full of it, right? No, it's friggin' true. I mean, yeah, you have a planting, today we have a planting connecting energy, and we're going to have one again, but not for a while, because these move in 13-day cycles, as opposed to dividing everything up in 7-day weeks and, you know, dividing things up into 12 months. And it's all completely arbitrary and has nothing to do with nature. Whereas this system has everything to do with nature and movement in spirals. We have access, folks. When the Mayan calendar expired in 2012 and they made movies about this, how the whole world ended. That's not what happened. We're still here, right? What happened was that we stopped being locked into, okay, this is the only energy we can move with because it's a being day or a breathing day or a listening day or a planting day. Okay, we can only work with planting energy today. No, all of these energies have been open and available to us since 2012. So we can work with any of these or see any of these. So I don't know about you, but my life has certainly changed since 2012, opened up, flowed, realized, oh, I got to heal my energy if I'm even going to be able to show up and do what I want to be doing on this planet. So all of these things, all of this openings to all of these different energies, some of these I have no clue about. This one is really hard, but I watch my mom do it most of her life. This one's difficult. I have a lot of friends doing this one. This one's really helping me watch a lot of people do this one. I have a couple of friends doing this one. Wow. Interesting seeing how their perspective on life and what's going on and how they're bringing things together. We show up and we learn what earth energy assignment we came in with. So I'm learning about being, just being, not having to achieve stuff, not having to have the A, not having to be all that, and just be. So that's powerful. And different people are learning different things. I have a lot of friends that are healers, a lot of friends who are working with this beautiful loving energy or this remembering energy. One of my bestest friends has listening energies, and I see her struggling with boundaries over listening to every friggin' person that's complaining, even though they never do anything to change their situation. So here's all of these things we're flowing through and sequencing through, but the energy is, although all of these energies are available to us, this energy is more potent today, March 28th, 2022, planting energy. So if you want to feel your feet on the ground for a minute and feel as if there was dirt under your feet, there's probably not, it's probably carpet or wood flooring or something. But imagine that your actually feet are on the ground. Move your feet, imagine your feet going all the way to the ground and then all the way down 6 inches below your feet. And plant the seeds that you feel you would like to see bloom in your life. So I would pick no more than 4 and plant those seeds of what you would like to see bloom in different areas of your life. You have this really strong planting, this beautiful planting energy. And if you just are irresponsible, you're not even going to water the seeds, you're not even going to come back and do what it takes to make this bloom, then your planting is going to be in vain. But if you step into your energy and open to new things instead of oh, I really liked 17 years ago when I was acting, and I was doing this theater major. I really liked my MFA program. I want that back. Well, it's not. You're not. We're continually moving forward on the spiral. And to look back to another time when you were doing really well, also, I still want to be doing really well and I want to be in the flow, but I want to be moving forward with new things. Okay. And because I've got my energy going, I've got new things, and synchronicities are popping. So that's what planting energy is all about. It's like, okay, I've planted this in the ground, and now let's see what happens. Let's see who comes in. Let's see what an internet search will do. Let's see what will happen if I'm scrolling through Facebook. My friends, I track several friends. I track about 10 friends and what free things they have going on. And sometimes I'll go, oh, that's good, I'll pop in. But it's a matter of synchronicities, what I'm setting up, what I'm planting for myself for the coming days. So here is the earth energies, and these are our lessons, things we want to explore. You don't even have to call them lessons. When I was growing up, my mom always called them lessons, but really they're things we came to explore, because this is a planet where you can actually imagine that things are solid. Things aren't, you usually can't smell flowers. in most of the universe. I mean, you can't really taste things. I was complaining about tasting all this sugar before, but you can't really taste things in other other planets and other dimensions. But in the 3D, there's some beautiful things about being 3D. A lot of people are going, oh, I want 5D. Well, have you appreciated 3D yet? So we've got some miracles friggin' happening right here. So these are some of the things that we came to explore. There's 20 of them. So we got some special extras. These are universal energies. We're all beings in all of the different dimensions and planets in our various universes. So here we've got, and then here's the credit for it. I had a workshop with Pia Orlean over the weekend, who really systemized this whole thing from the Pleiadians. And her book is Pleiadian Earth Energy Astrology, Charting the Spirals of Consciousness. She wrote this with her husband, and they speak to a group of Pleiadians who are really trying to help us on Earth realize that it's not about time and clocks and calendars. It's about energy and liquid time and movement. So all of these energies have been available to us since 2012. And since 2020, when around the time Jupiter and Saturn had their conjunction, we've been in something called liquid time. So we can go back and actually remember what was going on on levels that we couldn't conceive of, or didn't have the capacity or the maturity or the development to really know and be able to remember at the time, and go back and find and glean the gold from those shimmering memories. There are a lot of people, there's an explosion of people writing memoir right now, because we can go back and see completely different, not the story of, oh, my life sucks, that we thought we were living, and seeing the actual amazing miracles that are actually happening. So these are the universal energies. We recently moved Venus phases into a surrendering and discovering Venus phase, which is fascinating. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of that right now. I was hoping my friends would show up today, but they didn't. So these are some of the cards that we would have looked at. We would have looked at this Angel Tarot deck. Okay, but there is one of my friends who told me she wasn't going to make it. So I'm going to pull a card from her from the deck that I know she has. Hi, Brenda. So I'm kind of shuffling these cards, and I'm going to see, I'm going to look at planting energy, which is the energy of today. No, we're in connecting. This is the universal energy, not the earth energy. So we're looking at connecting. So Brenda, connecting. Okay, a card jumped the deck. So for those of you who want to learn how to read cards, sorry, I had to disappear there for a minute and retrieve the card. I'm going to stop sharing this for a sec and show you. Okay, Brenda, this is the Magician card, Archangel Raziel. Okay, Archangel Raziel is a archangel that helps us with spiritual understanding, and the words Akashic records are coming through, and those are records that are more open to us now since 2012, and more open to more of us now since 2020. Okay, so these are records, from all periods of time. Okay, all sequences of energy. So these records are wrapped up in energy, and we can access them because we can, guess what, access all of the energies. So Archangel Raziel, although there's other archangels that are more associated with the Akashic records, one of my favorite archangels to work with on Akashic records is Archangel Raziel. And if you ask Archangel Raziel for spiritual information or how to interpret symbols that you're given in your meditations, he's absolutely wonderful to work with those images that you receive in meditations. And that's part of watering what's been planted. So the archangels will help you, and they will help you plant images in your head. But if you don't water those images, if you don't work with them in your meditation time that you've set aside every day, you're ignoring the watering. You're not going to have a project that's whole and complete at the end. So Archangel Raziel helps us at this time. So I know Archangel Raziel could be of enormous help to you, especially if you're feeling like, for instance, some of the images people could see would be like the flower of life, or you could see two triangles, one triangle here, and then an upside down triangle here, and it looks like a giant 8-pointed star. And so those are two of the images that people you see all over the place. You walk into any crystal store or any card deck store, and you're going to see those patterns, those crystal grid patterns, for a reason, because we all need to work with those images. And once we've worked with those images, then we get to work with more advanced images. So here we go. The Magician card is number 1. So it's a 1 energy. So it's initiating energy. So this is telling me that you have power. The Magician has power of fire, water, earth, air, and is initiating a new cycle of co-creation and working with the elements. So we're working with 3D elements, fire, water, earth, air, being in control of those energies, as well as co-creating with archangels to move forward in your life on this new thing being initiated. So that's what I have for you today, Brenda. And now another friend of mine said that they were, hoping that they could be here today, but their schedule got all messed up and they don't know. So I actually heard from 2 people today who said they could not be here. So I'm pulling a card now for Leanne. And Leanne, this card is from Archangel Raphael, who is a very powerful archangel of healing. So I feel this recommendation coming through for you that you need to be breathing. Okay, so you're breathing in and you're breathing out. Okay, breathe with me right here. Breathing in as far as you can. And then that's it. That's as far as you can go with breathing in. Time to breathe out. Breathe all the way out. Okay, that's as far as you can go with breathing out. You can't breathe out anymore, right? Time to breathe in. Okay, time to breathe out. So you can go as far as you can inhaling and as far as you can exhaling. But it's a 2-part process. Breathing in isn't better than breathing out. Breathing out is not better than breathing in. It's a 2-part process that you flow through. So think about your breath. Think about how Archangel Raphael is inviting you to maybe breathe more deeply, or to work with more breath patterns, or work with more acceptance of where you are. So maybe metaphorically, you're in this big inhale period and you've just got too much information and too many things you're trying to juggle, and too many commitments and too much inspiration. That's my complaint. Oh, I have too much inspiration. Yeah, some people wish they had inspiration. So because you can also feel and suffer that you've exhaled everything and you have nothing left, and you're exhausted and you have no inspiration, no creativity, no nothing. And so that's when you go back into the pool of potentiality and you come back up with a small inspiration that you can take one step forward with. So this is the process of breathing in and out, of moving around the soul portal map that I kind of skipped over today, because we're really focusing on the universal and earth energies. And so here's some breathing. I would focus on doing some deep breaths. If you're not meditating, I would do some breath meditations and just see what happens without expectation. Oh, everybody said I'm going to feel calmer and more relaxed if I meditate, or I'm going to get like enlightened tomorrow if I meditate. No, just don't, without expectation, without a sense of I have to achieve meditation. You just meditate. You just allow yourself that time to breathe in and breathe out. And don't worry about doing it right. Just breathe in and breathe out. And if you can go deeper or have a deeper breath from your belly, that's really good. Inhale and exhale. So that's a card for our friend Leanne. And so those are the people that I've heard from today. I'm also being called to pull a card for Diane. And Diane, I pulled this card, Creative Writing for You. And this is Archangel Gabriel. So we had a class that Diane is part of on Archangel Gabriel. And I am hoping, Diane, that you are doing some writing with Archangel Gabriel. I know I certainly was this morning. I was doing some automatic writing and just do some co-creating, doing some kind of bringing it through. They used to call it automatic writing back when I learned it in the 80s, but now they're calling it channeling. Okay. And it sounds like, oh my God, that person's a channel. No, everybody can do this because time opened up, energies opened up. We have access. We can all channel. Okay, so you're telling me, okay, Renee, what about this class? And what do you mean we can all do this? Yeah, you break open your wisdom, okay? You heal your chakras and you break open your wisdom and you move through life being able to love yourself and realize that everything that's happened to you, all of the things you were guilty about and shameful about, really don't mean anything, and all is well. As Julianne of Norwich said in her masterpiece that she wrote back in the 1300s in England, first book ever published by a woman in England, all is well, and all is well, and all manner of things shall be well. Yeah, breathe that in. If you don't believe it, and you would like some help getting to a place where you can access all these amazing energies, where your life can totally improve and you feel like you are standing in abundance, you feel like you are just flowing and the downloads are coming and you are right there doing what you came to this planet to do, and you are being pulled forward by what you really love and what brings you joy, and you have this peaceful center inside yourself, even though there's a war going on in the Ukraine and everybody's talking about it, and you can still have your peaceful center as you're sending love, light, peace to these places on the planet that you know need your light, attention, and love. So I'm going to share the screen again. And so, yeah, if you want to work with me, I've got a new website, and you can just go to that website, click the thing that says schedule now, and you'll go right to my scheduling link. I'm going to talk about what's coming up and all of that stuff in a minute. But those of you who are subscribed to my email list, go to the email that you got from me today that told you about this class coming up, and it's got this link to my current website. So I'm going to click it here, and it's going to come up, and you will be able to actually schedule a session with me, and we can either do card readings like I did for 3 of my friends here that aren't with us right now, or we can study some of the other things we could study. We could study astrology. I kind of skipped over it, but we are focusing on the phases of the moon and tracking them, and we're at a waning crescent right now at 17% in the sign of Aries and Pisces. We just are about to move into Pisces. And the question we can take into our meditation is what is essential. What is essential? And we were looking at Aries, which is a fire sign, an action sign, a fire starter, starting things, just moving into planting new things and getting it going. So we are having a new moon on March 31st. It's a new moon in Aries, obviously, because that's where the sun is, and the sun and the moon conjunct when it's a new moon. That's why you can't see the moon. But it's happening at 11:28 p.m. So for a lot of people, it's in the Pacific time zone. For some people, this is happening on April 1st. For some people, it's happening a lot earlier in the day on March 31st. We also have this really special thing happening April 12th and 13th, and that's a sacred water ceremony. And we have the full moon in Libra happening on April 16th. Now, why do you care? If you are paying attention to divine timing and when to do what, when to plant seeds, when to set your intentions, this is an excellent, excellent time. March 31st, April 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and then 4th would be the cutoff. But those days are the powerful, powerful energies of the new moon where we set intentions. Okay. And when you vision, you can bring all these images together. If you have magazines still, you can cut out the pictures and you can put them all together and you can put them on a vision board. If you don't do magazines and paper anymore, you can go into your collection of photographs or your collection of pictures that you saved, or your free stocking pictures, or Canva if you use Canva, and you can take images and you can put them together in a collage, and you can work through all the areas of your life and what you would like to see, feel, what you would like to see, what you like to feel, with a sense of open outcomes, a sense of this or something better, a sense of health and vitality, a sense of knowing what my next step is, with barely having to ask, a sense of knowing how to access my wisdom, with knowing what energy we're in and how to use it. So all of those things can go on your map. Now, why do New Year's resolutions not work? Because they're happening at an artificial point in the year. It's much better to manifest what you want for the coming year at the actual new year. For astrology, astrology's new year happens at spring. This was what the goddess cultures and the indigenous cultures all celebrated, was the beginning of the year, was the beginning of spring. The fact that we've been stuck in this false system for a long time means a lot of things that we were trying to manifest just didn't work because we weren't doing them at the right time. And we have certain patterns in our charts that are helping structure the moment we were born. Not only the earth energies and the universal energies, but the planets in the sky making aspects to each other. That picture is with us. Why? Because there really isn't any time. It's all energy. And we came in with the energy that was here at the moment we were born. And if you want to know about your personal energy, and one of the things I also offer on my website is an astrology reading. And the third thing that I offer there is guiding you in a meditation. Now, next week, we're going to be working with Archangel Haniel, and she is High Heart Wisdom, and we usually sing her in at the beginning of the class, but we've been singing in Shamiel because we started working with him. We're going to be working with a sacred water ceremony on April 11th. So if you want to come for ceremonies, do that. Archangel Raziel, who I was talking to Brenda about, the spiritual numbers and the spiritual understandings and the Akashic records and the spiritual enlightening symbols. That's Archangel Raziel. Learn more how to work with him on April 18th, which is very close to the full moon. So I'm going to stop sharing this, and I'm going to share the screen that has my website up on it right now, so you guys can see what, what's Renee talking about, and how can I be as happy, joyous, and free as she appears to be, and is she really, and what's going on? So this is for you if you're a spiritual seeker or a creative and you want to trust your intuition that's coming up. So wherever you are, if your wisdom's already burst open and you're sharing it with people, you're welcome to come. If you don't know what I'm talking about as far as wisdom breaking open, you're welcome to come. If you feel all is well, great. We want you aboard because we want to feel how you're using your energy. If you don't know what that means yet, if you still feel like your ego is running your life, you're welcome. We struggle and connect and prioritize. If you're still asking this question, how can I connect with my heart wisdom? Hey, I've got a whole bunch of meditations that help us see with the eye of the heart. Do you believe that? When you actually see within you the deepest levels of your heart, you know what to do next. You know what to co-create. So here are some of the, I have one person who is a genius, brilliant painter. And if you want more clarity, more focus, if you want to be on purpose, if you realize you get stuck into old patterns that you haven't, not all of us have released all our old patterns that were invited to release in 2012 and again in 2020. And how do you even do that? So how do you stay awake? How do you not fall asleep again after you have these awakenings? Are you ready to have confidence in your decisions? Are you ready to have courage to speak your truth? Are you ready to hang out with more conscious people? Here are some of the individualized session types that you can, go to. We have spiritual card readings on different kinds of maps. This is the soul portal map that I created. This is the astrology readings where we're really looking at these chart patterns, and we can really tell the energies that are moving in your chart and that we're moving in the sky, because one of the spiritual laws is as above, so below. So as what's in the stars is playing out in the world of politics and the world of economics and the world of climate change and all that's working out on the planet, and all of that is working out on us on a personal level as well. So you can get a chart reading, you can get a spiritual card reading, or you can get an individualized guided meditation. If you don't meditate yet, get this. This is like really important to get started. Make a guided meditation that's especially for you and what you need next in your unfoldment. And so get this, you can book all of these online. All of these little links right here take you right to my scheduling calendar, right to being able to schedule time with me. And this is my journey. You can read this later. I've been doing this like forever. I didn't know how long I was doing it until I actually broke open my wisdom and had access to all of the memories that I'd forgotten about, all those glimpses of inspiration that, were just little pieces of puzzles that are now integrated. And if you haven't gotten my free gift of the map yet, you can get that. That's a free gift for you. Also on my website, there's opportunities for learning this YouTube channel. I have a Facebook group, Soul Portal Journey Sisterhood. This is the free class right now that we're having at this moment. Sign up to get notice of the free classes if you haven't gotten them already. And then these are just pictures from my Instagram account. So you can follow me on Instagram too. So all of this, there's opportunities those of you who subscribe to my newsletter, there is something in there that says, hey, if you, go to this contact, you get actually find out more about me. And like, I actually have, energy healing certifications and all this other stuff and all these various doodah things people like to know. Oh, this person really did study. Yeah, I really did. So different services. We're going to be on, there's a package, a mini program coming up that's going to launch in a couple of weeks. And then you can contact me, hit this contact button and send me a message. And those of you who go to my website, look at it, hit the contact button, and have had classes with me, can leave a message of a testimonial, and then we will set up a time to work out in depth what you came in with as far as your Pleiadian astrology, as far as your universal energy you brought with you, and the earth energy that you're exploring now in various co-creative projects while on the earth. And as you move through the different cycles, how those evolutionary guidance cycles and we can look at your shadow cycles or shadow things that you weren't seeing before now are suddenly revealed, and how to work with that, because those are like incredible opportunities. I used to cry every time I saw something I didn't like about myself because I wasn't perfect. Yeah. So we're all human. Have human elements on this planet, so we're not going to be perfect. So don't worry, none of us are. That's a big secret. None of us are perfect, and it's okay. And we just need to be who we decided to be when we popped in here. And if you want to feel more joy, if you want to access your wisdom, if you want to access your true energy, not somebody else's energy, not somebody else's old patterns, but the new pattern that we are creating together cooperatively on this earth right now, then, schedule some time with me. So I didn't know this was going to be a commercial today. I thought it was going to be a class, and I thought I was going to be teaching people how to read cards, but hey, whatever. Thank you so much for staying all the way to the end of this video. And if you did stay all the way to the end of the video, I want you to put in the contents. Yeah, I saw this whole thing. I saw your whole thing, because then we can connect, because I am really experimenting and with people's Pleiadian astrology right now. That's why I'm giving it away for a testimonial. So please, if you are on my list and you want a Pleiadian energy astrology reading, let me know, because it'll be very, very helpful as we move through our daily lives, as we move through what we came here to create. So blessings. I'm going to stop sharing. I know I'm going to share again the song. This is the ending song that I always end my class with. So here we go. Please like this channel if you are watching it. In this circle of love, in this circle of peace, in this circle of love, in this circle of peace, I feel our unity, love, sweet security. I feel our unity, love, sweet security, in this circle of love, in this circle of peace. Bye-bye, everybody. see you guys next week, 2 p.m. Pacific.